Greetings, brothers. My name is Trayshawn Weatherspoon. I'm a junior at Sac State, majoring in health science and a member of the Omicron Eta chapter of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity. In the words of the most honorable brother Charles I. Brown, no legacy is so rich as honesty. Honesty is essential to building trust and accountability and plays a critical role in bettering our communities, cities, and state. As a historical Black fraternity, Phi Beta Sigma has a long tradition of advocating for civil rights and social justice. The current state of civil rights in America is a complex issue with ongoing struggles for equality and justice for marginalized and underrepresented groups in society. As members of Phi Beta Sigma, we have a unique opportunity to continue being a part of making a difference in these issues. It is important for us to continue taking a stance in modern day civil rights issues and to continue to honor our legacy of advocacy and leadership in the struggle of racial equality and social justice like our brothers before us. To name a few, most honorable Brother Scruggs, who was the first Black named to the City of Buffalo Boards of Redevelopment fighting against poor housing, former Alabama Representative Brother Demetrius Newton, who was a civil rights attorney and represented other great leaders like Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks. Brother Philip A. Randolph, who organized the March on Washington, making a big difference. Brother Hosea Williams, a civil rights leader. The first president of Ghana, Brother Kwame Nkrumah, who led the Gold Coast to independence. Representative Brother John R. Lewis, one of the big six leaders in civil rights. And last but not least, Brother Huey P. Newton, a revolutionary activist and co-founder of the Black Panther Party. One way we can take a stronger stance is by publicly supporting civil rights organizations that align with our values. Organizations such as the NAACP, Black Lives Matter, and other groups who are also fighting for important issues such as police brutality, voting rights, criminal justice reform, discrimination against Black farmers, economic and environmental justice. By publicly supporting organizations within and outside the Black community, we can show our commitment to these issues and help raise awareness and increase support for them. We can organize marches and protests to raise awareness and show support for various civil rights causes, host workshops, panel discussions, and other educational events. By providing education and resources on these issues, we can empower ourselves and our communities to take action and make a difference. We can engage in direct actions to promote change, such as lobbying elected officials or engaging in civil, peaceful disobedience. This type of action can be a powerful way to affect change and show our commitment to the issues we care about that our people suffer from. Finally, as we fight the good fight, I want to remind you that it won't be easy. It will be taxing on the heart and on the mind. And in closing, I want to challenge all of us to stand on the third principle of our fraternity and continue making a difference in our communities, state, and this nation. In the words of our brother Lewis, when you see something that is not right, not fair, not just, you have to speak up. You have to say something. You have to do something. That's service. That's what being a Sigma man is all about. Thank you. Go Mob.
What's going on, everybody? My name is JP Wiafi. I'm a Spring 21 initiate. I go to University of California, Riverside. My major is public policy. My chapter is Gamma Rho Nu. Here's my speech. 1906, 1908, 1911, 1913, 1914, 1920, 1922, and 1963. Divine Nine organizations were all founded on principles that encapsulated the purpose of servitude, all during a time in which the conditions of Black folk were less than ideal. They were founded with the intention of building up the Black community. The Black community, which had been forced into conditions that were not sustainable after years and years of slavery entering into the civil rights movement. Some of these different things that Black folk faced were racial segregation, violence in the street, little to no access of employment, and little to no access to proper education. And so when we look at responsibility to purpose of servitude, we look within our own org as Phi Beta Sigma men. Some of the wonderful, magnanimous brothers that we know and love and celebrate every day. Some include A. Philip Randolph, who had impactful work with the sleeping car porters and championed working conditions for the working class citizen within the United States. John Lewis, who was involved in sit-ins at lunch counters and other segregated places, and in 1961 participated in freedom rides. When we look within our own org, again, deeper and deeper, we see that as Phi Beta Sigma men, we are no strangers to the work. The work is the utmost important in going towards service. What do we have as Phi Beta Sigma men? We have 3 national programs: Bigger and Better Business, Social Action, and Education. When you look at the Sigma Light, and you see the 1949 edition, on page 31, it has listed that Bigger and Better Business is and should be championed as the marquee program of our 3 national programs. When you look at Bigger, Better Business, we see that there are different things that are listed as the responsibility as we are to champion each one of these initiatives, some of which include to cooperate with the U.S. Department of Commerce Bureau of Small Businesses in the promotion of its program to aid small businesses, to encourage legal businessmen to rely upon the efficiency of service as a basis of patronage rather than race, to make surveys of business conditions on a community basis, to provide for a wide dissemination of findings through printed records, forums, and lectures. Most of all, to seek to widen the employment for Negroes by securing employment for Negroes in new fields. Now, when we look at Bigger and Better Business, we see that the most important thing that we are supposed to be doing is taking care of our community in terms of the economic standing that we are in. When we look at social action, the marquee principle that is listed is that we are to help eliminate the racial discrimination of segregation at the federal, state, and municipal and county employment levels. These are all good things that we should be championing as Phi Beta Sigma men. And when we fast forward to today, we have the Black Spend Initiative, in which I am proud to say that my fraternity has helped aid towards raising $6 million circulated back into the Black-owned businesses. But when we look at Black-owned businesses as a whole, Black businesses, according to Pew Research Center, only account for 3% of all businesses within the economy in the year 2020. Housing initiatives. The housing initiatives steps that we have taken to create housing for those who are in need and for communities that are underdeveloped is very important. However, giving them jobs, empowering them, and helping them to vocalize things that need to be said within their own respective unions and their own respective industries need to be disseminated and need to be made clear so that the advancement of Black folk can encapsulate advancement towards economic growth and also educational growth. And so I call on all my Sigma brothers to look within themselves and to see, how am I affecting change in my own community, in my own respective community? Starting with your own families, starting with your own houses. How much more can the Sigma man do? Look back to the Sigma life.